Okay. Okay, so we're just looking at functions, objects, and packages, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing is operators in R. So operators are like just part of R language besides the functions and the objects, right? So I usually use a mnemonic to help me remember them. So I call it LAX, where L is your logical, and then A is your arithmetic, C is your connector, another C is your comparison, S is special. Are you with me? Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
So let's consider each of them individually. So I'm just going to copy this and come here. So the logical operator just means your true and false. If you notice, all of them are in capital letters, the true and the false.
Okay.
And if you notice, as I finished typing them, the color changed. And that's because R is recognizing them as something special. It's not just the normal things I'm typing. It sees this true as a special kind of true, and sees this false as a special kind of false. So they are called the logical operators. And R is very key sensitive. So this true and false I've written above is different from this. And this is also
Okay.
different from this. And this. So any change in sensitivity, in case sensitivity, R identifies them as differently.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do we use the logical operators? So if I say something like 7 is greater than 3, is this statement true or false?
It's true.
So if I run it, Control Enter, you can see in the console, it tells me it's true. Can you see that?
Yes.
Alternatively, if I say 7 is less than 3, if I run that, it tells me it is false. Can you see that?
Yes.
So that's your logical operator. Okay, so the next thing is arithmetic operator. And they're just the normal symbols we use in maths. So you have your addition, your subtraction, your multiplication. So multiplication in R is asterisk.
Okay.
And then division is your forward slash.
Okay.
And then you have the raised to power. Like when you say 5 raised to power 2. which is 25. So if I run this, enter, you can see it gives me the answers to as 25 down here.
Okay.
These are your arithmetic operators, just the normal math symbols. Then you have your connector operators, which are actually just your and, the and symbol, and you have your or symbol. So there's a vertical bar. If you look at around where your enter button is, just around that area, you see this vertical bar. Can you kind of see it on your system, on your keyboard?
Yes.
You've seen it, right?
No.
There's a vertical on my own system is above the backward slash button. So I don't know where it is on your own keyboard.
It's not in my keyboard.
No, it's there. There's no
That's the
keyboard.
laptop keyboard.
Yes, your laptop keyboard.
There is an arrow
No,
for enter. There's
it's
an
there.
arrow for enter.
No.
The horizontal arrow.
No, not that arrow. Let me take a snapshot of mine, of my keyboard, and show you. So check your WhatsApp.
Okay. I've seen it.
Ah,
No, I've seen it now.
okay.
I've seen it in the laptop.
Okay, fine, that's good.
The key has both the vertical and the backward
And the
slanting
backwards
slash.
exactly. So that is all.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the two connector operators.
Okay.
Then you have your comparison operators used to compare one thing to another. So you have your less than, and then you have your less than or equal to, and then you have your greater than, and then you have, and then you have your greater than or equal to, have your is equal to, which is a double equal sign, and you have your not equal to. So this last one, if you notice, is an exclamation mark and then equal sign. So anywhere you see an exclamation mark in R, it means not.
Okay.
And this double equal sign is used to differentiate it from the one equal sign. In R, one equal sign is like the same as the assignment operator. Remember when we did this assignment operator over here, that we assigned this to Y? You can actually also say Y equal to C in brackets 3, 4, 7, and it will mean the same thing.
Okay.
So one equal sign can be used also to assign things to an object name. So that's why in the case of this thing is equal to, we use a double equal sign to differentiate the two. Then the last operators we'll look at are the special operators, right? And there are 5 of them. So we have the assignment operator, which we have seen already. There's a shortcut to write it in your keyboard, which is to press the alternate and minus sign together. So if you press the alternate and minus sign together, it will give you this assignment operator.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the next one is your pipe operator, which is this. Shortcut is to press Control and Shift and M at the same time.
Okay.
And then you have your subsetting operator, which is your $sign. This is actually used to subset, or let me not say subset, to specify a variable, a data set.
Okay.
Then you have your deactivator operator. So that's your hashtag. So yeah, like what a deactivator operator does is that in your R script, everything you type in your R script, R actually considers all of them as codes, unless you tell it it's not a code. And the only way to tell R that what you type is not a code is by putting a hashtag in front of that line. So if I remove this hashtag now, you can see this word, this deactivator operator is in italics and is in blue color. If I remove the hashtag, it becomes white like other ones. But if I put a hashtag in front of it, it changes. So it's like it deactivates that line of code so that when R is running its code, it will just overlook that one. It will not see it as a code. Does that make sense? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay. It's like your network logged you out or something.
Yes, sorry, I ran out of data.
Okay. So, did you get my explanation of the deactivator operator? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I said, did you get my explanation for the deactivator operator?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So the last operator under special is what we call in operator. The in operator. Okay, so when we get to the place where we explain this in operator, I'll explain it because if I explain it now, it might not really make much sense to you.
Okay.
I will also explain this pipe operator when we get to where it needs to be explained.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is data types in R.
So this last one is called in operator.
Yes, the last one.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do the data types in R. I believe you have some background in statistics, right?
Yes.
So in statistics, data is generally divided into two. What are they?
Is it categorical
Exactly. Categorical
and
and
nominal?
no, and numerical. So your categorical is further divided into three. So you have your binary, you have your nominal, you have your ordinal.
Okay.
Whereas your numerical is subdivided into two. You have your discrete, your continuous. So data is generally divided into two major groups. Okay. Okay. So having done this classification, now in R has a name for each of these type of variable. So a binary variable is a variable that has only two options. For example, yes and no, true and false. That's what a binary variable is. So in R, they are called logical, which is abbreviated as log.
Okay.
variables. These are text variables that have no particular order, right?
Okay.
An example would be like names of NGOs in Abuja. See, these do not have any particular order. So in R, they are called character and
Okay.
abbreviated as CHR. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And then ordinal are text variables that follow a particular order. Just as the name implies, ordinal follows an order. So example
Okay.
would be maybe you want to do a height category of short, average, tall. And say this needs to follow an order from smallest to largest. Another example can be your marital status, which also has to follow an order from single to married to divorced
Divorce.
to widowed, right?
Okay.
So in R, they are called factor, abbreviated as FCT.
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at the numerical variables. We said discrete and continuous. So discrete numerical variable is always a whole number. Example, the number of children in a household. You can never have something
Okay.
like 2.5 children. It has to be a whole number.
Yes.
So in R, called integer.
Integers.
Yes, and abbreviated as int.
Okay.
Now the continuous variable are your decimal. An example would be like your height. You can have 4.5 meters, for example. You can have decimals in them.
Yeah.
So in R, they are called double, abbreviated as DBL, sometimes called numeric and abbreviated as NUM.
Okay.
So these are the classes or the types of data in normal statistics, and these are the what R calls each of them. Are we good up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's look at running commands in R. So each time you run a command in R, you're asking R to do one of two things. You run a command in R, you're asking R to do one of two things. You're either asking R to print the output of the command, in which case you see the result in the console.
Okay.
You're asking R to save the output of the command, in which case you see the result in the environment. So we're going to see examples. So if I say 8 times 5, so this is a code and I run it. So let me just say A, print the output. So if I run this command now, you can see it brings me first of all, it brings the code down 8 times 5. And then under that, it gives me the answer in the console. Can you see that?
Okay. Yes.
Now, alternatively, we may ask R to save the output. In which case, it's still the same code, but this time around, we're going to assign it. You can use any object name. So I can use Benza as the object name, and I will assign it using the assignment operator, and then put the same code, 8 times 5. If I run this, if you look at the console, all it brings down is the code. It doesn't give me the answer.
Okay.
But if you look at the environment, it has now stored Benza, which is the object, and the value is 40. Can you see that? Now, the usefulness of assigning and storing objects in the environment is that you can now use that object to do multiple things. So if I say Benza divided by 10, for example, and I run Control Enter, can you see the answer is 4? And that's because it has taken Benza as 40 and divided it by 10,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
If I say Benza minus 8 and I run it, Control Enter.
Correct the spelling there. Correct the spelling.
Thank you. Sorry, beautiful. So Benza. So I run it. So you can see it has given me the answer as 32.
Yes.
So that's the usefulness of creating objects. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last thing we're going to do is to create a project in R. So it's advisable anytime you're working on a data set or something to create a project for that particular data set so that it helps you organize your work, right? So we'll create a project for this R training that we're going to do now, right? So this is how I do my own design. I go to the desktop and I create a folder. So new folder, let me call it Benza R training, for example, right? So this is my folder in the desktop. If I click on it and open it, there's nothing inside, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I now come back to an Open R Studio. I go to File, right? Then I go to New Project. When I click on New Project, it opens up this dialog box. Now, this is what an R project looks like, this cube that has R in it. But what I'm doing is that I'm creating a project inside a folder I've created already. So I'm going to use this second option, existing directory.
Okay.
So I click on existing directory. It brings out this dialog box. Then I go to browse. Can you see browse here?
Where?
Where my pointer is browse
Okay.
this. So I click on
Okay.
browse, and then I will look for that folder I just created now. So it's on my desktop. So I click desktop and then look for Benza. So can you see Benza R training here?
Yeah.
Then I will double click that. It appears here, and then I will click on open. So you can see in my directory now, I have Benza R training here. Can you see that?
Yes.
So I'm now inside that folder. Then I come down here and I tick this open a new session. Can you see that?
Yes.
And then I now come to the right and click on create project. So once I do that, it will open up a new fresh R Studio project for me inside that folder that I just created in the desktop. So can you see the new R Studio? If you look up here, the name of my project is Benza R Training. Can you see where my cursor, my pointer is?
Yes.
So that shows you that I'm inside of the Benza R Training project. If I go back to that folder in my desktop that was empty initially, that's it there. If I open it,
Mm.
you can see inside it now there's R project.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and when you open R newly, it has only three quadrants, right? Then to get the
Yes.
fourth quadrant, you just go to File, New File, and click on R script. So the fourth
Okay.
quadrant now opens. So I would want you to replicate this on your system to create a new project for training. So this is where we'll stop. So what we've done in the last two sessions is just to install R and R Studio, look at the R Studio environment to begin to understand the interface, and then look at R basics. So that will give us a foundation for the commencement of our training.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm going to send you this script that we just finished now. And then when the videos are downloaded, I will try and share with you. Once I share it with you, please download it on your system because within 48 hours, I will delete it because my Google Drive, my Google Gmail is already full, so it doesn't uh, contain much things again. So once you
Okay.
receive the video, download it immediately in your system because I will delete it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I'll go
So
through the video and I'll acquaint myself.
yeah, please do that so that once we start the training,
Mm.
we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome, sir.
Have a-